And so after hearing the Aramaic version of the Lord's Prayer, let us just go into prayer together this morning, saying it together in our own way, in our English language. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. If any of you are interested in that link, it's on YouTube and you want to watch it without it being the meditation, Crystal or I can give you that connection if you would like it. It is very much being stated and played out if you watch it on the night that the Sanus, I always have a hard time saying this, the Sanhedrin came and took Jesus away after Judas had betrayed him. So anyway, I thought it was a beautiful song in the Aramaic. So this morning, Ron, give us the definition, please, of abundance.
An ample quantity, an abundant amount, a life of abundance, relative degree of plentifulness.
And that is from the dictionary. So then, Terry, how about the quote?
Let me find it.
Oh.
Okay, quote. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah, I love that quote because that fit right in with the gratitude aspect. You know, we start the day with gratitude for the things that we have, and our abundance continues to increase. Barbara, have you got it handy for the Bible?
Yes. John 10:10. A thief does not come except to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they might have life and have it abundantly.
Okay. Sandy, you've got our reading this morning. Yay.
Okay. I'm reading from The Illusion of Money by Kyle Cease. And he says, I have a page marked, but it's not what I thought I was reading.
Take your time.
Huh. Okay, let's see. All right, here we go. Let's imagine three people. Let's call them Helen 1, Helen 2, and Helen 3. That's stupid and confusing. Let's call them Helen A, Helen B, and Helen C. Now imagine that we give each Helen $1 million. Let's also imagine that each Helen is starting at around the same place financially. They have similar skills, are similar age, and other than a few philosophical differences that we will discover later, are similarly capable. Maybe that's why they're all named Helen. So Helen A gets her $1 million and is pretty pumped, as you can imagine. She immediately quits her job and rents a huge luxury apartment so she can throw parties all the time. She gets a new convertible, a new wardrobe, a giant Kid Rock statue, and a bunch of new jewelry. At the end of 1 year, Helen A has some short-term fun, but hasn't evolved much. Also, she has spent about half of her money already. The average Kid Rock statue goes for around $250,000, depending on your provider. Helen B, on the other hand, has learned some basic investing principles and has been to numerous free financial seminars at her local Courtyard by Marriott hotel. She's pretty smart with her money off the bat. She doesn't quit her job and other than paying off some debt and making a few smart purchases, invests her money in the future. Let's say she puts almost all her money into a secure investment that will guarantee a 10% return, which is awesome. Pretty smart, right? At the end of 1 year, Helen B still has slightly more money than she started with, a new sense of security and a long-term plan. Like Helen A, she hasn't expanded much, even though her money has. Now let's look at Helen C. Helen C has read this book, knows that I can deadlift close to 400 pounds, and understands that her connection to herself is her number one asset. She decides to use her $1 million only in ways that expand her. Realizing that her job is not truly her passion, Helen C actually does quit her job, just like Helen A. However, instead of throwing parties and buying overpriced statues of celebrities from the 90s, Helen C uses her free time to learn more about herself. She takes a backpacking trip around Europe because it's always been a dream of hers. She learns so many things about herself and the world. When she returns, she feels like an entirely new person. Feeling a new sense of freedom, Helen C now starts using her time to meditate and do yoga and get her body in shape. She hires a personal trainer and nutritionist and is feeling healthier than ever. And she feels better and better. She starts to have more energy. She is feeling excited and inspired in so many different areas of creativity. She starts taking painting classes and dance lessons and continues traveling to new places. She decides to start a business that brings together all of her real passions. Because it feels inspired, she uses her money to invest in starting a podcast and a YouTube channel to share all the gifts and messages that are showing up for her. She also invests money in hiring people to do the work in the business that is not her highest excitement, so she can spend time expanding towards the things that do excite her. At the end of year 1, Helen C has spent and invested almost half of her money, but is building a business that feeds her soul and is feeling more alive than ever before. So that's the story. And then you're asked to look at what you know about the three Helens and ask yourself who's going to win. And there are no winners or losers here. We're all on our own journeys. What I mean is, who is the best? I'm being sarcastic. When I'm saying who is a much better person than the other two idiots, seriously. Anyway, I think you get the drift of the message.
What's that
And a little
book?
humor.
What's that book again, Sandy?
The Illusion of Money. And the author is Kyle, Kyle Cease, Cease.
And what pages were you on?
67. 68.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Always love a little humor with our lessons.
Yes.
That was great.
Okay, so this morning, our affirmation is the universe is generous and gives me everything I need. And our practice today is to fast for one meal. And then I want to set you up here just for tomorrow. Tomorrow, you're supposed to give up your computer for the day.
Oh.
So I just wanted to prepare you so that if you needed to do something, you could get it done today or Sunday. So let's go ahead and go into the journaling. If the opening statement is, if I could say anything about abundance, and go ahead and begin. Okay, go ahead and bring it to a close. And who has something they've written this morning that they'd like to share?
I'll share.
Okay, Spring.
Abundance is prolific and ongoing. Just look at the dust mites in my closet or the weeds popping up as the rains finally arrive, welcomed by the warm sun and nature's abundant blessings. The birds and bees, propagators. Well, I'm investing every weed pulled, every stone moved to further desired plants. My compost piles are investments for next year. All prunings will go there. Now I focus on abundant, healthy gardens, flowers, pollinators, animal companions, beauty, growth, and prosperity. Ignoring by choice the sometimes abundant calories which quickly leave their mark, but richness of birds, blossoms, and budding promises of improved self-care and compassion that I'm cultivating by my abundant moments in my healing garden this anniversary of COVID's abundant shakeup to our lives. Well, I sure have used that abundance of moments for good in my immediate home environment and neighborhood, and have a richer outlook on the abundant wholeness of life, each breath, each moment.
Thank you. I enjoyed your humor.
Prompted by
you-
Sandy's humor.
Oh, okay. Tag, you're it. Anybody else have something they'd like to share from this morning that you've written? Mum is the word, huh? This must have been a challenging one to write about. Go ahead, Ron.
Sure, thanks. Well, I started out, I just said, I have manifested abundance in my life with both physical and metaphysical attributes. And I kind of made a list of an order of things to do for abundance. And there was so much to think about. But one, appreciate what you have. And that's the foundation that Eckhart talked about. Number two, open yourself to better, greater, newer. Number three, set intentions and proceed through right actions toward your changing life. Number four, continue to appreciate and honor your resources, sharing your gifts and abundance in love. So, but definitely through, we mentioned COVID again, and it's hard not to feel guilty about what we have when we know that so many people suffer and are in dire straits. So I'm grateful. And I just wanted to go back to Sandy's story of the three people. I couldn't pick one of those as an option, but I could certainly pick many attributes from each one that would make my life an abundant life. And I think that's what I took from that each of those people had, I can see myself in all three stories.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Ron. We have time for one more. Anyone else want to read one?
I will share.
Okay,
If I could say anything about abundance, I would immediately think of how blessed I am each day with what I need. Sometimes it is a blessing of good health and energy to make my day productive in the needed tasks. Other times it is money that seems to never be lacking because somehow I can redirect what I think I need to spend to only necessities. It can also be the aha moments that seem to come when least expected. I think because I have given my concerns up to God. More often than not, it involves people with whom I have a close relationship, a mutual loving concern.
thank you, Barbara.
You're
It's
welcome.
nice to hear about the friendship in there, because we do live in abundance with our friendships. Okay, we've got Peggy. Would you treat us out this morning, please?
Our Father, our Creator, our Mother, our Creator, we thank you for all the abundance in the world which we find around us, filling our hearts and souls with joy and gratitude for all that we have. And we set our intention for wisdom in using the abundant gifts with wisdom and grace and generosity, so that all may share in the wondrous things of this universe. And so it is.
And so it is.
So it
And
is.
so it is.
Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next Monday. Yay.
You too, don't forget to set your clocks ahead.
That's right. Fall back, spring ahead.
Oh, gosh, thanks.
Minor detail,
it'll-
Ron.
Yeah.
So we'll meet again on Monday at what really is 6 o'clock. Just
Oh.
get your mind ready for that.
Oh, ouch,
Did you have to say that, Spring?
really?
Well, it's in preparation. You can do anything you want with the information.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.